She's back. That was in my best Leslie Jordan, that meme that I'm sure you've all seen. My best impression of that. Holy King's Cross, oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm super, super excited. If you have been around at all for any period of time over on Instagram, a couple years ago, or actually even in my makeup group, Synagents came out with Zodiac-inspired glosses, and Taurus Gloss was one of them, and she's back permanently. But she's been renamed Stardust Gloss. But I'm very excited because it was just one of those really pretty, soft, subtle glosses. Would help kind of tone down a LipSense if you felt it was too bright. Very natural, everyday, soft mauve pink gloss. So for today's Get Ready With Me, I'm going to create kind of a Taurus-inspired look. I'm going to try to channel the cool, calm, confident, soft luxury of Taurus, but just create a really beautiful everyday look that will go with Taurus, now Stardust Gloss. If you caught my Zodiac look, because we are in Taurus season, I did a look that was very earthy and used a lot of greens and earth tone colors. For this look, I'm going to be using more neutral, so like this beautiful kind of champagne-y, creamy kind of color, and rose tones. So kind of more of that Taurus luxury, if you will. Oh, I should say subtle luxury. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 layers of Sandstone Pearl Shimmer. It's just, I mean, how can you not? Like, this is just such a good everyday color. The shimmer is just, it's soft. It's warm, it's very earthy, very inviting, and I'm gonna use that somewhere else as well. I'm gonna use Desert Rose. So I'm not gonna lie, I asked ChatGPT to create a look, pick some colors for me, just because I was kind of curious what they were going to say. And using like rosy mauve tones is what was suggested based on the color that Taurus is. So Desert Rose, I feel like, is just a really pretty option for that. This is so good. This could even be used on your lips. So if you wanted something a little bit different than what I'm going to show you, this would be a good option. Would also be a really good option for your cheeks. It's very universal. I think I'm actually going to go with my Morphe brush here. And I don't want to do too much. I really do want this to be kind of subtle. So I'm going to get it on my brush first before applying it to my lid. And in case you didn't catch what I did for my lids, I took my kind of flatter brush and just patted in the color because I really want this shimmer to be noticeable, kind of bold, if you will. It's kind of the star of the show. And as you can see, I got a little bit more Desert Rose on my brush than what I wanted. So we'll just kind of get it onto this eye and then get back here. And we're just going to use circular motions to kind of blend it all in. Ooh, ChatGPT knew what they were talking about. I mean, that is a gorgeous combination. It's not often that I use BlushSense. I do typically use a ShadowSense for my blush, but I'm gonna go with Chocolate Cherry. I did actually use this color in my Taurus Zodiac look. I don't even know how to describe this. It's very natural, but it's got that kind of, because it's chocolate cherry, so it's got a little bit of a pinky, reddy kind of tone to it, but it just gives your cheeks like just that natural, warm flush of color. In this, I mean, I definitely could build this up. Very little will go a long way. For this look though, I think I am just gonna kind of keep it on the subtle side. I would show you my palette, but it's kind of dirty. But it's very little. And it's weird. So like, even though it's a cream, just like the ShadowSense, I feel the consistency is just a little bit different, a little bit thinner than the ShadowSense. So that's why I prefer to use a stipple brush when I am applying BlushSense. I will use this brush if I'm using a Hydra Matte, which is now LipSense Cream. And then I don't have the brush in here with me, but it's kind of a denser dome brush that I like to use if I'm using ShadowSense. Different consistencies, different brushes, and honestly, I'll get to a video about the different brushes that I used based on the product and the technique and the application and all that. So that will come soon. But I figured since we're here, I would just kind of explain it. And with this, because I want a little bit, you know me, I love my sparkle, I love my shimmer. I want to just give the cheeks a little bit more of a shimmer. So I'm going to take my Silver Rose powder, which, I mean, I honestly feel is basically the same color. Like, look at that. But Silver Rose has got a little bit of glitter, which kind of gives a little bit of a shimmery tone. And your girl is over here just wanting to shine bright like a diamond because why not? Okay, remember I said we were going to use this in another spot? Like I said, I like to be shimmery, sparkly, glittery, all the things. Totally realized that I was going to wear a cardigan with this, and I definitely forgot. We're going to take the Sandstone Pearl Shimmer that we put on our lid, and that is what we are going to use to throw a little bit of highlight on those high points. If you wanted to elevate this eye look a little bit or turn it into an evening look, a brown, I would actually say maybe like a black brown liner, soft wing would be really cute. Even like just kind of smudging underneath the lashes, I think would also just kind of help bring this look up a notch. So we see the look with just the soft Taurus. And actually when I was trying to pick my colors for the lips and go by, you know, what ChatGPT had suggested, I grabbed blush. I don't know why I was thinking it was a different color. I grabbed blush, and I actually remembered when we had, at that time, Taurus Gloss, that these were kind of my two top colors, my combination for if you wanted something more subtle, more everyday, if you weren't the type of person who liked a lot of color for their lips. It was basically, I kind of felt like this gloss, now Stardust Gloss, would give Bella just that added little boost of like shimmer, fun, whatever. So I'm gonna start with this so you can see what blush, I mean it's blush, not Bella, blush looks like. Okay, so I've got my 3 layers of blush LipSense on, and as you can see, it is just a very beautiful, natural, everyday lip. It, honestly, I feel like it's really close to my own natural lip color, which is kind of part of the reason why I don't wear it too much, but I do want to kind of just beef this look up a little bit, and I'm, you know, product of the 90s, so I'm a huge fan of that trend. So I'm gonna take Bella, which is just like a darker neutral pink. I feel like it's definitely got a brown base to it, a lot like blush. And I'm gonna line my lips, as you can see, and then I'm gonna top with Stardust. All right, so here it is lined. And now we're gonna seal in because it is a LipSense. We gotta lock in that color. Do you see like in the middle here how it just kind of emphasizes blush LipSense? It just gives it this really gorgeous, beautiful sheen. One thing that ChatGPT had suggested was like a berry toned lip, and I don't have any that I'm like super excited about, although Synergence did just release, because it's seminar weekend, a new LipSense cream, because now they are offering, instead of just Hydra Matte, so like instead of just like a matte finish, we now have satin finishes, and I'm so excited. But there is a really pretty kind of like berry red tone that I cannot wait to get my hands on, and as soon as I do, we will do a video of that. And you know what? Might as well just put it with Stardust Gloss. So here is my finished look. Kind of Taurus inspired, that cool, calm, confident, subtle luxury, but featuring what is now Stardust lip gloss. Yes, I'm gonna look at myself for a few minutes there. Very neutral tones, very rosy tones. Oh yeah, I did forget to do something, but you know, I like how this look actually turned out. Now, if you wanted to make it a little bit more Taurus, definitely throw a little bit of green, or maybe even like a golden tone as suggested, that I totally forgot. Oh well. But here is the final look. Today's Get Ready With Me, inspired by what was once called Taurus Gloss, is now Stardust Gloss and part of the permanent line, and I am so, so excited. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment for more Get Ready With Me's. I'm here for you every Wednesday. Don't forget to check out my 2 series that I have going on, the Zodiac series as well as my Goddesses series. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!